Here we go. So I don't really know who this guy is. I think this might be the guy that John Zerka wrecked in a street fight, and people were pretending Zerka was the one who got wrecked. But, yeah, I have no idea how to pronounce this guy's name. It's Piers Morgan, one of the Dunning-Kruger champions. I mean, this guy's a humiliation fetishist who really... I mean, I don't know, his handlers just really must not like him. Because... I mean, they just have him humiliating himself just all day. Every day. Full time. Let's check out this interview.
Celebrating men, but also hating women. Also spoken and written a lot.
Who's hating women? Like, it's weird. Like Piers Morgan just hallucinates, and then he pearl clutches his hallucinations. Piers Morgan's just a full-time professional pearl clutcher. I mean, it's just crazy.
About how the manosphere influencers have filled a very real vacuum of male role models. They've given many young men an outlet for their frustrations about a culture which they think talks them down and blames them for everything, even as they become poorer, lonelier, dumber by every available measure. In my view, the likes of Andrew Tate have not always wielded their huge influence responsibly. I've told him that to his face multiple times.
Yeah.
Commonly deny Harrison.
The real problems they've exploited. Louis Theroux's new documentary, Inside the Manosphere on Netflix, puts a different spin on things. Many believe it's a cultural watershed. Instead of the brainstorming hubris and bullish ambition we've come to expect, the stars of the show are depicted as shallow, insincere money grabbers whose only real motivation seems to be social media clout. There's no doubt that many young men find all these people highly entertaining. But it begs the question, is anyone really taking them seriously anymore? The influencers themselves are unrepentant, say they've been unfairly edited. In a moment, I'll be joined by two of the stars of the show, Justin Waller and Myron Gaines.
All had a solo.
We'll begin with the man who's probably faced the biggest backlash of all. And that's Harrison Sullivan, better known as hstikkytokky, who joins me now.
Hello, Piers.
What do I call you? Do I call you Harrison? Do I call you HS? Do I call you Tikky-Tokky? What do I call you?
You can call me anything, whatever you'd like. Harrison, HS, whatever you feel more comfortable with, Piers.
Let me call you Harrison, because your mother calls you Harrison, right?
Yes.
So look, I'll be honest, I didn't know who you were until about 2...
Piers Morgan being honest? Well, I don't know. If he really is a mentally disabled humiliation fetishist, maybe he is honest.
2 weeks ago.
Piers, sorry, I'd really like to see your beautiful face while I'm talking to you. I can't see you.
Okay. Well, if you'd like to see my beautiful face, I'm sure we can.
I'd love to. I feel like that's more of a connection, you know? I'm talking to...
We'll try and sort that. Let's crack on, Mary. We'll try and fix
your face, so we're good. We'll try and fix it so you can also see mine.
Perfect.
Let me just ask you, Harrison, I didn't know anything about you before about 2 weeks ago when I read a preview of Louis Theroux's show. I've known Louis a long time, always find his work interesting. It's very observational, I think, rather than anything else. He lets other people do the judging. And when I watched you in action in it, I was like, why would you do it? Why would you expose yourself to somebody like Louis Theroux coming into your world, into your life, and kind of lifting the lid off what it really is?
I like how Piers hallucinates to know what really is or isn't by pretending a documentary can't be a hit piece and is only objective. I mean, just Piers' goofery knows no bounds. I mean, this guy, I mean, how is he really not mentally disabled?
Because until you did that, you can exist in your world and you can have a lot of fun and you can make your money and it doesn't really hit the sides. But when you're laid bare by Louis Theroux to the world on Netflix, most people, I'll be straight with you, just have been laughing at you.
After you said laid
Yes, because, first of all, is it really an appeal to popularity? Because most people were laughing at him. Well, who did the survey of every single person watching? And even if it were most people, what would that have to do with the truth? I mean, obviously, Piers is just a logical fallacy spamming machine. I mean, he's got nothing but fallacies. But it's kind of weird. Like, he keeps going to these rudimentary children's fallacies. Like, Piers can't even seem to muster up, like, a middle school level argumentation.
After you said laid bare, I couldn't hear you.
Okay. Shall we get the tech stuff sorted, guys?
Can you hear us now? Can you
I still can't see you as well, Piers. Sort out that. But I can hear you. Yeah, laid bare to the world.
Well, hang on. If we're not recording it, I'll be... Okay, but if he could... Yeah. No, I don't think that's the answer, actually. Sorry. I think we need to fix the tech.
Yeah, let's fix this. I can't see him. This is stupid. Let's have a conversation. Hey, Piers, turn on your camera, bro.
Is Piers too much of a boomer to know how to use the internet?
But this is a prime example of like why outsourcing sometimes doesn't work.
Okay,
you might cut costs, but efficiency is low.
Harrison, can you hear me?
I like how this random TikToker is giving life lessons to the brain dead Piers Morgan. Oh man! I mean, you look at Piers' face here on Piers Morgan Uncensored. It's almost like he's such a glutton for humiliation. I mean, it's almost like he likes it, doesn't it? Doesn't it seem that way? Ever since Nick Fuentes completely broke him, he's been a little bit different, but I don't know. I mean, gauging the level of his mental disability is actually kind of tough. I don't know if it's the British accent or what.
Should be able to see Piers.
I mean, I can see a picture of him, but not his... I can see a picture of him, but not him live.
That appears when we cut the feed to line.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, coming back to you now.
Cool.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Is Piers Morgan ever not getting eviscerated? I mean, Piers Morgan is such a mental midget. I mean, he has just really dumb people on, and they still completely decimate him. It's just crazy. It's almost like he likes it. It's almost like he's a Craig of Fight the Flat Earth.
And I can see you. I can't hear you now. Bro, this is really amateur. I can't hear you now.
Can you hear me now or not?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay, good. All right, let's just pick it up.
All right, let's continue this amateur hour from this multi-million-dollar production team of Piers Morgan. I mean, a random TikTok kid, I don't know how old this guy is, 20 something. A random TikTok kid is destroying Piers Morgan before the interview even starts. I mean, can it get any more humiliating for Piers?
I'm just curious why you did the show. Did you not know Louis Theroux? Did you think it would be something else? Are you pleased with the way you came over?
So I had no idea who Louis Theroux was. Obviously now I know he's a great documentarian. I can't see you now. Again, bro, what is this? I can see you now. You know, the morning that he was coming round, I had some of my team come to me and go, "Oh, do you realize what this is? Do you realize who he is?" I wasn't asked, and I'm still not bothered about it, you know? Some people might think it was a mistake going on. Me, I thought it was a very, very fun experience. I've even texted him since saying that, you know, I enjoyed making it, and the backlash I've received from it, I also enjoy that as well, because I've got, you know, I can just rage bait people in my DMs, which I enjoy doing anyway.
I mean, look, as I was saying to you when we tried to start this, what you want to do with your life is entirely down to you. It's no impact on me whatsoever.
Well, we didn't know that. Thanks for informing us, Piers. What? Like, how brain dead do you have to be to even say something like that?
The only interest I would have, a bit like Louis Theroux, is the influence that you wield over young men. And when I was watching the Netflix...
And why is Piers so triggered about that? Like, why is the goof so triggered that there's people who influence people out there? I mean, there's tons of rappers just rapping about murder and theft. And I mean, I don't know, maybe Piers has mentioned that before, but I've never heard him mention about that. And they have, you know, probably a larger audience than this guy, like the most famous gangsta rappers. And Piers doesn't seem to be concerned about the influence of people telling others to commit crime.
Show. I was just curious what you want that influence to be, right? Because your mother's in the show, and we'll come to quite an amusing clip where she talks about me, actually. She doesn't want you to do this interview, I think, was the bottom line. So you're defying your mother again.
Why is Piers so obsessed about this guy and his mother's relationship? I mean, some kind of projection going on? Like, why is Piers so concerned? Why is the goof so concerned about whether or not young adult men listen to their mother?
And we'll come to that. But your mother's, you know, I was watching her and I was watching you interact with them. I actually knew your father a bit back in the 90s.
This is kind of weird. Who's his father?
Victor Abugu, who was an England rugby player. Met him a few times, liked him. And we can come to that as well. You know, and I'm just curious how...
I like how he asked them if they were friends and Piers just glossed over that. I mean, who would actually be friends with Piers? Does Piers actually have any real friends? I mean... Is anybody out there actually willing to go on record and saying they're a genuine friend of Piers? Not that they know him, but they're a genuine friend.
Oh, somebody whose mum is like that, whose dad is was like he was when I knew him. How somebody ends up thinking that the key to life, that the joy of life, the satisfaction of life, comes from rage baiting people in their DMs.
I mean, Isn't Piers' entire persona rage baiting people with like pearl clutching? Pearl clutching, virtue signal. I mean, Piers Morgan might just change his name to Pearl Clutcher, but over non-serious issues. Like he pearl clutches over the most inconsequential thing. I get because his handlers told him to, but still, like, how is what Piers trying to play these gotcha interviews? How is that different than people rage baiting?
Rather than something a little bit more. You know, I hesitate to use words where your fan base will go, "Oh, shut up, granddad, you don't get it." But is there not more to life to be achieved than rage baiting morons in their DMs?
Isn't that Piers' entire persona on his show? And his entire career in so-called journalism? I mean, if you just switch out rage baiting to pearl clutching, I mean, at least rage baiting can be kind of funny. Like, what does pearl clutching accomplish other than being a humiliation fetishist? Like Piers. I mean, is there more to life than being a humiliation fetishist? Now, people like Craig of Fight the Flat Earth might say no. You know, Soy Lodge might say no. Alex Boge on Twitter, who's trying to win these Dunning-Kruger championships with his humiliation cope spirals on Twitter. He's recently started going after Bigfoot. It's hilarious. Just utter cluelessness on every single topic he posts about. Is there more to life than that? I mean, look at Piers' face here. It's almost like he knows. It's weird. It's weird, but let's see how this plays out.
Okay, I'm glad you called them morons, because that is the idiots that I've attracted from the mainstream coverage with the documentary. But there's a lot more to life. For me, the main thing in life is making money, being healthy, and enjoying that money with my family and having great experiences. The experiences that I have now, since I've come back for Mother's Day, whatever, with my mum, in the last, 5-6 years since I've been on social media, have been great. And they're the things that I'll be looking back on when I'm 60, 70 years old. You know, the nice dinners, the nice weather, just the nice times that I've shared. So I don't think the beauty of life is rage baiting retards in my comments. But when I'm sat there and
what do you actually want your younger male followers to end up being like? It's a genuine question. In the Netflix...
I like how Piers always asks questions and then he doesn't let the guy answer. Then he goes on an entire diatribe filibuster, trying to gaslight the audience.
So what I saw was a guy who says, look, on the one hand, if I had a daughter who did OnlyFans, I'd disown her. And yet you are directly involved in promoting a load of women who are on OnlyFans.
What does that have to do with anything? I mean, is Piers genuinely retarded? Like, a lot of MMA fighters they're MMA fighters. They wouldn't want their kids to do it because, you know, all the injuries and, you know, the brain trauma, and it's a tough life. Just because you're involved in something, that doesn't mean you would want that something for your children. I mean, a factory worker who goes, you know, a nice honorable job, a nice blue-collar honorable job, maybe they wouldn't, especially if it's at, like, you know, a polluted factory or something. They have to do it to support their family. They wouldn't want their kids to do it. Like, how retarded is Piers Morgan? I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. That's what makes it fascinating.
Right?
You're a smart man, right? You would have.
Oh, man. TikTokky's got the sarcasm on point.
Be in this position if you weren't a smart man. You can answer that question yourself. You know exactly why I'm promoting girls. I'm not even actively promoting any right now, but you know exactly why I'm doing it. You don't need to ask me that question. There you go. So why are you asking a question you already know?
No, I'm not.
It's a very
Look, Piers is starting to get really twitchy. He's starting to flip out here already. I mean, I guess it can't be easy to be outsmarted by a 20-year-old kid. I mean, maybe that's beyond the threshold of the humiliation fetishism he was willing. The humiliation fetishism he was willing to indulge for the whims of his handlers. Perhaps Piers... Is this the interview where Piers is going to make a stand? He's going to draw a line in the sand and say, I will not humiliate myself to this level. I'll do it to this level, but here's a certain point where I just can't do it anymore. Does Piers have any kind of integrity? We haven't seen it yet.
very easy
You're
answer.
missing my point, Harrison.
He's not missing your point. He's not falling for your gotcha trap, which is... you know, anyone not brain dead wouldn't fall for it. Look how frustrated Piers is getting when he can't gaslight. Justin Johnson says puppets usually appear retarded, but quite the contrary in my opinion. Oh man.
I'm not disputing that you are making money, or your.
No one said he was disputing that he was making money. It was the reason why. Look at these red herring and straw man fallacies Piers is spamming. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like, in his quiver of fallacies, it's all like super elementary stuff. Like, he can't even get to a middle school level of argumentation. It's quite pathetic. After how many years on the air?
Perfectly entitled to. I'm just curious why you would want to send a message to young men you're trying to be influential over, to the extent where you want them to part with money to be like you. And on the one hand, your message...
Is that a straw man? Is that a straw man? Is any kind of person who gives seminars or like even like a personal trainer taking money from people to help them improve their fitness level, they don't necessarily want to be like the personal trainer. They're paying money for certain expertise. That's it. That doesn't mean you want to be like the person. Like, notice how, like, Piers is just... He's spazzing out with all these fallacies. Has he made a single statement that wasn't a fallacy stack? I mean, he's definitely a contender for the Dunning-Kruger Championships. I haven't done a counter video yet on him, like, with all the logical fallacy counters. But he's pretty impressive. I mean, he's usually spamming nothing but fallacies.
Message is OnlyFans is awful. These girls that do it are awful. But on the other hand, you're making money promoting them. It's hypocritical.
Look, I
How is it hypocritical? How is it hypocritical if you're disclosing it? Like, if you smoke cigarettes and you tell people, like, yeah, smoking cigarettes is bad, you can still smoke. That's not hypocritical. Like, just Piers doesn't even know what hypocrisy means. It's kind of weird. Like, the disability's on full display here.
I think OnlyFans girls can do what they want, you know? I'm not bothered. It's the same way I think people can be gay if they want. I'm not bothered. When it comes into my family, where I have control over the situation, that's where I'll dictate what happens. So it's a very valid point that I don't want my daughter to be on OnlyFans. I don't want my daughter to be in the red light district in Amsterdam. But if I went to Amsterdam and I was walking down and I saw a Colombian 9 out of 10, would I go in and visit? Well, depends how many drinks I'd had that night. But that doesn't mean I necessarily agree with it.
Like, how retarded is Piers? Does he think everybody that goes to a football game wants their children to play football and be susceptible to CTE. Like, they can't go to a football game if they don't want their children to be football players. Like, the level of retardation of Piers is just insane. Same thing with the UFC. Like, how many people go to UFC, or watch UFC on TV, or they go to UFC events, and they don't want their children to be fighters? They do not want their children to have that line of work. Where's the hypocrisy? Piers doesn't know what hypocrisy is?
I would like that girl to be my daughter, or would raise my daughter like that. Makes perfect sense.
And if you had a son who turned out to be gay, you would disown him, you said.
No, my actual life ambition, right, genuinely since young, is to grow up, make money, retire my mum, meet a nice girl from a good family, then have a gay child who fucks other guys. That's what I want. So I genuinely want that. I also want him to go out on the weekend and put makeup on and dance around in the gay strips.
Listen,
no, I want that.
I can hear your fan base cheering you on. I know what you're doing. It's the double down, treble down. In fact, I saw some of your posts on social media before you did this interview. I'm going to own everything. I'm going to double down. I'm going to play that game. Fuentes did that a bit with me. And you know what I think?
Do you know what, bro?
What is he talking about? Expose Piers' retardation is playing a game? Like, how retarded is Piers Morgan legitimately? He thinks people want... Like, how is he this retarded that he's in... I mean, I'm not saying he is. He could all just be playing stupid and gaslighting, the woke goofs, his woke goof audience for this. But how is having a traditional outlook a bad thing? I mean, it's kind of worked for humanity for a while. Whereas, like, woke goofery leads to extinction. And Piers is pretending that somehow all this virtue signaling is a good thing. Like, the jig is, I think Piers is just getting frustrated because he realizes he can't fool. There might not be enough retarded people out there to fool anymore. The jig is up, and Fuentes, look how triggered he is over Fuentes. He had to bring him up. Like, that's how much space Fuentes owns in whatever's left of Piers' feeble, weak mind. Fuentes has all that real estate.
By the way, I'm not your bro, Harris. I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna
He's spazzing. Look at this brain dead goof spazzing out. He can't control the narrative. The 20-year-old is not going to allow him to gaslight. And he's so frustrated because that's all he has. All he has is fallacy, spam, and gaslighting. He's short-circuiting here in real time. Ever since Fuentes broke him, he hasn't been able to keep up the facade.
By the way, I'm not your bro, Harris.
What does that have to do with anything?
Call me Piers. I'll call you.
Look how triggered he is.
What, you don't want to be my bro?
I don't really want to be your bro, mainly because I have two bros of my own. One of whom was an army colonel, and one of whom is an excellent man as well.
He's so triggered. He's trying to he's trying to spam narcissism by proxy now. Narcissism by proxy, trying to pretend his brothers or some kind of high status, and he's that insecure he has to mention it instead of just leaving it at that. So he I'm starting to feel bad for poor Piers here. I mean, he's completely broken. hstikkytokky. So it's like Nick Fuentes loosened the jar, and hstikkytokky just cracked it wide open. Look how pleased he is with himself. I have no idea who this guy is. I don't know if he's a goof, a troll, whatever. But the fact that he's just completely decimating and breaking Piers Morgan is worthy of a round of applause.
However, let me just ask you what you said in the documentary. You clearly actually would, by your own admission, disown a son who said they were gay. And yet your mother, you said, hates people that are racist, sexist, homophobic, and so on.
It's almost like different people can have different opinions. Is Piers just finding this out? In all of Piers' pearl clutching, he's been pearl clutching for decades. He just found out that people can have different opinions. People in the same family can have different opinions. I mean, and he's clutching his pearls. Does Piers do anything other than pearl clutch? Oh, man.
Why be so brazenly homophobic if your own mother, who you clearly...
Wait, how is it homophobic to have a traditional philosophy? Would it be tradphobic? I mean, it sounds like Piers is kind of tradphobic. Why is Piers so terrified of traditionalism? Why is he so triggered and terrified and intolerant of traditionalism? He's so intolerant of people having certain expectations of their children or certain desires for their children. I mean, is it possible to be more of a goof than Piers Morgan?
Love and respect and care about. If she's so against that, why would you be so happy to be brazenly homophobic?
I wouldn't say I'm homophobic.
You would disown a child for being gay. That's about as homophobic as it gets.
So he doesn't know the definition of homophobic either. That's kind of weird. That's pretty weird. That's kind of weird. I mean, according to every definition I can find, it's defined as fear, hatred, mistrust. It doesn't sound like he would fear or hate his son. It's kind of like people disown family members for very different reasons that have nothing to do with orientation. You know, some of them might have just got mad over an incident. That doesn't mean there's any kind of phobia involved. You know, maybe there was some backstabbing or whatever the case may be. Mistreatment of some kind. That's not a phobia. That's not even necessarily... I mean, sometimes it can involve hate, but some of it is just you cut ties because, you know, you have your own standards for yourself and your life, and you just don't want to be around certain people. There's no hate or fear or mistrust of any kind. So Piers doesn't even know the basic definitions of words. Who's surprised here? He doesn't know hypocrisy. He doesn't know homophobia.
That's your opinion, and in my opinion, that's not homophobic.
It's a fact of what homophobia is.
Okay.
False premise fallacy. You should ask Piers to define these words that he's hallucinating are facts. Because in his narcissistic stupor, he just presupposes he already knows definitions he doesn't actually know. Unless people are claiming this is all an act and he knows full well that it's not the definition. And he's just gaslighting. But why? But that's a humiliation fetish in and of itself, because he knows anybody could check the definition. I mean, especially now with smartphones. I mean, you could argue decades ago you actually had to log on to the internet or physically open a dictionary. Now it takes 2 seconds to check these definitions to see how dumb Piers is. So it appears to be some kind of humiliation fetishism.
What do you think homophobia is?
I think homophobia would be severely discriminating against gays. And I think that, you know, maybe going around and bullying them or whatever could be considered homophobic.
You don't think
I don't really care what the definition is.
Bullying them because of their sexuality?
I'm not bullying them. I'm not bullying my child.
By disowning them?
It's not.
So Piers doesn't know what bullying means? This is actually kind of funny. Piers doesn't know the basic definition of words. So bullying, by definition, is force, coercion, threatening, abusing, usually physically, aggressively. Simply walking away from somebody and not dealing with them is actually the opposite. I mean, you could say if you love somebody and you show them affection and hugs, that could be the opposite of bullying. But simply walking away from the situation, I mean, that's clearly doesn't match any of the definitions of bullying. I mean, it's just Man, Piers is coming for that Dunning-Kruger crown. I mean, I don't know if anybody could beat him. Just if we factor in just pure stupidity, I mean, Piers might be there. He might be there. I mean, I hesitate to say this, but Destiny possibly might be more intelligent than Piers. I mean, definitely more verbal diarrhea. Destiny can spam fallacies faster than anybody I've ever seen. And he's also pretty retarded and mentally disabled. But I think he might know the definition of more words than Piers, because Destiny's a little bit more deceptive in some of his arguments. Like, his diversion fallacies are spot on, and one could argue the reason why he's spamming diversion fallacies, Destiny, is because he does know the definition of some words. Because Piers doesn't appear to know the definition of any of them. Because otherwise he'd be, like, if Destiny was here, he would immediately be spamming diversion fallacies. But Piers is the one doubling down on his stupidity.
Bullying.
What is it?
Definitely not bullying.
What would you call it?
Disowning would be called disowning. Stepping away. So Piers doesn't even know what disown. Look at the hate on this goof's face. I think Piers has just completely been broken here. Because, I mean, this is sad even for Piers. I mean, this might be his dumbest interview ever. Emperor Lord Zed says Piers still better than Destiny. I mean, maybe slightly less, maybe less annoying. I mean, Destiny's one of the most annoying, I don't know if we can call him human, annoying individual, whatever he is, but...
Disown your own child for being gay. Something they couldn't possibly
I'd call it good parenting. That's what I'd call it. I'd call it good parenting.
Really?
We clearly have different beliefs. I don't care what your belief is. If you grow up,
well,
okay,
no, we don't actually.
you'll work your whole life.
We both come from the same belief, which is we were brought up by mothers who...
How is that a belief? Being raised by a mother is a belief. Something that happened to you. No, I have to give Piers the crown. I don't care how dumb Destiny is. I don't think Destiny would argue that events are beliefs. This might be the dumbest thing Piers has ever even said. Who thinks events are beliefs? Oh man. Oh man. See, a belief is a state or habit of mind. It's a subjective attitude within the mind. It has nothing to do with events. So Piers doesn't know what beliefs are, what events are. I mean, this is tough. I think Piers might be the dumbest man alive. Who doesn't know what a belief is? I mean, he's just so thoroughly broken here. An event is something that occurs in a certain place during a particular interval of time. Now, just because someone is born, somebody might be an orphan. That's not a belief. Oh man, welcome Austin MP. Like, oh man. Mr. 1-to-1 said Piers will never put this on his channel. This is from HS on Kick. I watched it live. Yeah, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. No, I've never seen Piers eviscerated on this. I mean, I don't think even Nick Fuentes made him look this bad. And Nick Fuentes destroyed him. I think Nick Fuentes just completely loosened the jar that is Piers Morgan. And hstikkytokky here just completely broke it open. I mean, who has ever seen somebody confused on what the difference between a belief is and an event? Something that happens to someone is not a belief. How is Piers saying this with a straight face?
You did not share this view. So actually, we're very similar. It's just you've taken a weird turn. Where you're...
It's weird to know the definition of words? It's weird to have traditional values? What's weird about it, Piers?
A mother who hates homophobia has got a son who actually thinks it's perfectly okay to say you would disown your own child, your own son, if they said they were gay? And
Would you be happy if you raised your son and your son came out gay? Would you be happy, Piers? Would you be happy, Piers? If you had one child, one son, you wouldn't care?
No.
Okay, then.
Who believes that? I mean, I don't know. Piers is kind of, he's kind of a weirdo, so maybe he would want that.
That's your beliefs. Me and you have totally different beliefs.
Yeah, but the only thing
I know that you're trying to double down on this point.
Yeah, but Harrison, why do you think your belief does not constitute homophobia?
Piers, we can...
Because he understands the definition of a word. Now, it's possible, it could if he also hated his kid, actively hated and was afraid, then it could constitute that definition. But if he simply just, you know, when you cut somebody out of your life, that's not always done with hate. But obviously, Piers doesn't even know what disown means. He doesn't know what a belief is. He doesn't know what an event is. He doesn't know any of the definitions here. Or if he does, his humiliation fetish is just off the charts.
We all have a push and a shove. You might not agree with some of my points. I don't agree with some things that you do and the way that you act.
That's fine.
And I don't need to go into them. But if you want me to, and you want this to turn into something that it doesn't need to be, then we can all have a push and a shove.
I'm genuinely interested.
He keeps saying that it's genuine. So obviously psychoanalyzing this, how genuine is Piers if he has to constantly reassert that he's being genuine? Because genuine people are just genuine.
In how you felt this Netflix show went and the things that Louis Theroux had you saying on camera, I'm genuinely curious what you think about the way people have responded to them. Honestly, that's all I care about.
So
at least he's admitting that, I don't know if he has a coke habit or what here, but at least he's genuinely admitting he only cares what people think. He doesn't care about the truth. He doesn't care about what's better for the world. He only cares about what the masses think. He went full TMZ and he admitted it. The only thing he cares about is what people think. Now, is this a multi-layered admission of his role in psychological operations? Is Piers Morgan just one giant psyop and he just admitted it right here?
I'm not here to trap you. I'm not here to put words in your mouth.
Which he's been doing the whole time. And he does to everybody.
I'm not here to do any of that kind of thing.
Is this just all satire? Is this all satire from Piers? That's all he does in every interview.
I'm very aware that your fan base, whatever happens between you and I, it doesn't matter. You will have owned me, killed me, crushed me, destroyed me. Let's just accept that's a given.
Well, it is a given. Is there anybody who hasn't? Oh, man. See, I can't, you know, this is kind of tough to watch because how can we read Piers? Is he fully aware of the humiliation fetishism? And he likes it? Is that why he keeps bringing all this up? Welcome, Big Pine, the fallen slaves us all. People in the chat are not fans of that necklace. I didn't even know till you brought it up. Now it does look kind of weird.
Okay, that is how these interviews always go, whether it's Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, whoever.
Do you know what I don't like?
Look how triggered he is over Tate and Fuentes. Like, he's interviewed how many hundreds of people? And the only names coming out of his mouth right now are Tate and Fuentes. I think they might have just completely broke him.
Do you know what I don't like?
In a minute, it'll be the same thing. So I assume. Let me just tell your followers. Harrison at hstikkytokky has owned me, beaten me, defeated me.
Okay, listen. I respect guys, that have their own opinions, right? But I don't really respect, you trying to come on and say, oh, I'm homophobic and try and really push that point when I wouldn't say I'm homophobic at all.
No, I understand that, but I'm curious why you don't think disowning a child for being gay is homophobic.
Because he knows the definition of the word and you don't.
What I do with my children is up to me. What I do with my children is up to me.
Like, a lot of people disown children who commit crimes. Are they crimophobic? Are they crimephobes? Or do they simply have standards for themselves and their family? Like, how dumb is Piers? Or is he just pretending he doesn't understand this?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
I don't agree with you going to Epstein's Island and having freak-offs with Ghislaine Maxwell and the rest of them. But I don't need to bring
Well, I've
it
never
up
been
because
to Epstein's
this is about
Island.
misogyny
Just to be clear,
and everything like this.
Harrison,
okay?
just to be
Okay, I don't agree with that,
just
sir.
to be clear,
Freak-offs on the island.
Yes, nor do I. And
I like how hstikkytokky is doing exactly what Piers does to everybody. I think hstikkytokky knows that there's no evidence that Piers, like, there's no, I don't think there's been any photo or video evidence revealed that Piers actually was on the island. But obviously, there was at least one photo with Ghislaine Maxwell, and didn't one of the companies Piers worked for, wasn't that owned by Ghislaine Maxwell's father? I don't know why somebody needs to fact check that. I believe there's another association outside of Ghislaine. Do you guys want me to see if I can find that right now? Because he does appear to be flipping out right here, but pretending he's not flipping out. Just to be clear, just to be clear, just to be clear. But now it's funny, hstikkytokky is doing to Piers exactly what Piers does to everybody. Isn't that hilarious? And Piers can't handle what he does to everybody else. Yeah, Piers Morgan is not on the original leaked list. I just double-checked it right now. Or was Maxwell simply publishing some of Piers's books? Oh yeah, so he worked, so Daily Mirror was owned by Robert Maxwell. And that's where Piers Morgan began his tabloid career. So that's interesting. So Piers Morgan was appointed the editor of the Daily Mirror 4 years after Maxwell died. But that's interesting that... Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, but I think Piers wouldn't want this image up, so let's put it up. That's definitely Piers. Look at his dumb face. But Ghislaine seems to be pretty happy to be in his company. Even though his face is just, you can't really tell. So, yeah, I'm not sure if, Robert Maxwell was also the publisher for Piers's books. So he owned Mirror Group newspapers. Interesting. Okay. So Maxwell was already dead at the time, but the company was formerly his, which is interesting. Also, what's kind of interesting on Piers Morgan is there's an interesting detail. He rehired certain people that were fired during Robert Maxwell's ownership. Make of that what you will. So, yeah. Anyway, let's continue here. What a goof.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Do you want to keep doing this? You'll make yourself look very stupid.
Oh man, Piers Morgan projection game on point. Who's looking stupid here? Even if he is making himself look stupid with that necklace, he's like a 20-something-year-old kid. How old is Piers Morgan? Piers Morgan getting eviscerated, completely broken by a 20-year-old kid. Broken and outsmarted. He's 60 years old. This goof is 60 years old. Talking about looking stupid while he's getting eviscerated by a 20-year-old. I don't think his ego could have ever recovered from Fuentes or the Tate interviews. But this might be the death blow.
Are you sure, Piers?
That I've never been to Jeffrey Epstein's island. I'm 100% positive. I never met the man.
It's also kind of curious he mentioned only the island. What about the ranches in various states or other parties? What about that?
Never went to his island and met Ghislaine Maxwell for 5 minutes at a book launch. If you've got any supplementary
mentioned a lot of times.
No
mentioned
problem.
a lot of times in there, sir.
I have no problem. You're not, I don't think, if I say this very respectfully, I don't think you're very well informed about things like that.
Says the guy who spouts nothing but fallacies with every guest on every issue.
Or you wouldn't go there because it's.
Why are you in the files?
Why don't you check the 27 references to me in the files?
Why are you in the files, sir? Very close to these types of people.
Go and check. And all your followers, you can. The great thing about the Epstein.
Look how triggered he is, though. If it was all innocent, he would just laugh it off, right? Like, he would just laugh it off, right? If these are all kind of just random mentions. Flat Bob says he looks confused 24/7. Look at his face. He looks confused in every file. Well, I think he might legitimately have a mental disability. Just from whether he is or isn't a shell or doing it on purpose or a humiliation fetishist. I don't know if anybody can accuse Piers Morgan of actually being intelligent. Austin MP says all you have to do is bring up SSRIs and Piers Morgan shuts up. No, but the goof, I have to do the logical analysis with Ben Shapiro. I mean, Piers Morgan, I don't think I've ever seen anybody argue gun control as dumb, as just pure stupidly as Piers Morgan. I mean, he just had zero legitimate information on the subject. Welcome, Sarah.
Files. You can put somebody's name in, and you can
like
see
to compare
everything that
me
comes up.
to.
Yeah, everybody knows that, Piers Morgan.
and
I've got
Myron
no
and everyone
problem
else.
discussing this.
So
Harrison,
because my name is
How many times is he going to say he has no problem discussing it? Like, someone who's truly not involved would probably just laugh it off, right? Like, why would they go down this triggered spiral? Unless they were also like some kind of mental defective with just huge insecurity and ego issues where they just can't handle people thinking they might be complicit. Because if you know the truth, and the truth is the truth. But again, Piers is kind of TMZ-ish. He kind of admitted he doesn't care about truth. He doesn't care about how to improve the world. He only cares what people think.
close to them in the manosphere. But if I compare you to Epstein and Maxwell, you have a clear problem with it.
No problem.
Sir, you compare me to Myron and all the others in this homophobic, misogynistic, whatever world. I'm comparing you to Epstein then, because you're in his files.
Harrison.
Exactly. Let's stop this.
This is so funny.
Yourself look an even bigger idiot than you did on the Netflix show.
Look how triggered Piers is, because all hstikkytokky is just using the Piers Morgan playbook. He's trying to play gotcha by using a lot of inaccurate information or inflammatory insinuations, not necessarily rooted in fact, although we don't really know. I mean, would anybody actually be surprised if Piers was at some of those parties? But let's say he wasn't. hstikkytokky is just he's using the Piers Morgan playbook, and Piers can't handle it.
Oh, really? Really?
Yes.
To people like you, sir, I don't mind that. You make yourself look like an idiot every single day when your wife is at home posting pictures that you're out and she wants to get used like a toy by a big black man who is cleaning her car.
Look at Piers's face! Oh, man. Does he enjoy being a cuck, though? I mean, perhaps he's biting his lip here. Is that just looking like a fool that he is? Or is it partially enjoyment?
Is that why you have a problem?
Has anybody ever looked as dumb as Piers looks right now? Completely outclassed, eviscerated, and destroyed by what some would label like a 20-year-old kid. Actually, let's find out how old he is. Well, it's also funny because he mentioned the rage baiting and then Piers just falls for it. So, hstikkytokky, he's 24. This 24-year-old kid is eviscerating the 60-year-old. Like, where is this 60-year-old's life wisdom? Life experience in handling a 24-year-old troll? He's got nothing. Justin Johnson says he looks like he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Problem with me, is that why you're pushing this homophobic narrative? Because I'm the big black man that shagged your wife while you are on holiday. Okay.
Look at Piers's face. I mean, I kind of actually feel bad for Piers. I'm not gonna lie. He deserves it, no question. He fully deserves this. I mean, he's a traitor to mankind. He's a traitor to humanity. He shills for just corrupt companies and the destruction of the world with all of this. He deserves this full well. But just to see a 60-year-old eviscerated to this level, I mean, it's kind of hard not to feel bad for him.
Okay? We can all have a push and a shove, sir. Let's go back to talk.
Look at his face. He also looks so demoralized. He's just, I mean, is he ever going to recover from this? Like, he looks like he's just done. Like, how is he ever going to show his face again? Oh, man. Like, if you're Piers, what do you do here? Like, there's nowhere to go here. He got his career ruined by a 24-year-old kid. There's no coming back from this. There's no coming back.
About the documentary and less of the homophobia.
Do you know what? Here's what I think about you. I watched the documentary. I think you're a fucking idiot.
Now he's dropping the profanity and the ad homs. Oh, man. Piers is triggered.
I think you're a sexist, misogynist, homophobic twerp who got exposed in a...
See, this is someone who reacts like they don't care and they're not triggered.
Global way by Netflix, by Louis Theroux, for what you are. You're a little half-wit, and you'll make your little followers...
He just got wrecked by a half-wit? What does that say about Piers? Because Piers admitted that he's going to get owned and destroyed. He got owned and destroyed by an idiot halfwit. So where does that put Piers on the scale?
Don't get rattled.
A little laugh
Don't get
and everything
rattled.
else. But I don't see any point wasting. There's no point me wasting my time talking to you.
So why'd you have this 24-year-old on? Like, what kind of wisdom did Piers think he was going to get from a 24-year-old? He knew he was just here to try to embarrass him. And how the table have turned. Now it's a waste of time that the tables have turned. And Piers is the one getting humiliated. I mean, he's always the one getting humiliated, but it's obvious what Piers's intention is at the beginning here. Now that the tables are turned, all of a sudden it's a waste of time.
Is there? What's the point?
Exactly. No, do you know what? Let's chill it down then, because what I just said, there's 50 more things that we can have a stupid back and forth and try and one up each other.
I don't
just
care
talk
about
to me
your silly
normally.
insults.
Talk to me normally.
Talk to me normally.
The guy who just spewed the silly insults doesn't care about insults. The guy who was just brainlessly spamming profanity and insult. Oh man, I don't think Piers has ever looked this bad. This is Piers' crowning achievement in humiliation fetishism.
I don't care about your silly insults.
But what do you mean you don't care? What do you mean you don't care? What I said is facts. I have a picture of it. I can flip it around and show you right now.
I couldn't care less about your silly little insults. It's like a 2-year-old.
The projection is so on point. He's the one spamming profanity. hstikkytokky was way more polite, composed, and using much classier language than this guy spamming profanity and insults.
Why would I care?
A 2-year-old. Listen, sir, I don't know why you come on and you talk like you're holier than thou. As soon as you're away,
all right,
who's this? Applications are open.
And that is his wife's actual account. She posts a lot of stuff about pool boys and, wanting to do stuff or whatever. Look at Piers getting humiliated by a 24-year-old kid. Imagine being Piers Morgan. Look at his face. I mean, just complete ownage and destruction, evisceration, decimation of the highest order here by some random. I don't know. I wouldn't call this guy smart by any stretch of the imagination. Piers was able to. I mean, obviously Andrew Tate and Nick Fuentes eviscerated him as well, but they were also being. They weren't taking the low road like Piers always does. Like, they fired back in certain ways, but they were giving Piers undue respect. Respect is earned. Piers didn't earn it. Now, Andrew Tate also made fun of him, like, saying things with all due respect. And certain things, like Andrew Tate completely eviscerated this fool, but he did it in such a way that Piers was so dumb he didn't even realize he was getting destroyed. hstikkytokky seems like he's kind of immature, so he's just going straight for the jugular, and it's so funny because Piers brought down and destroyed by a 20-something-year-old kid. And putting the receipts on the screen live. Of Piers' wife. Now, Piers always brings up people's family members. Who remembers all that? He was trying to bring Nick Fuentes' father into the conversation. He's talking about this guy's mother. As soon as he brings up family to Piers folds like a cheap table.
That's your ting, bro. That's your girl.
Let's end this, please.
Let's end this, please. As soon as a family member is brought up to Piers, Piers can't handle anything. Talk about a 2-year-old. Look at the face of this goof. The one time somebody brings up a family member of his, it's let's end this. Piers Morgan got the Piers Morgan treatment. And he couldn't take it.
Cooked.
You know what? I'm not doing this.
Cooked. I like hstikkytokky doing his own play-by-play. Let's watch that again.
Sir, I don't know why you come on and you talk like you're holier than thou. As soon as you're away,
all right,
who's this? Applications are open.
All right, let's just.
That's your ting, bro. That's your girl.
Let's end this, please.
Cooked.
You know what? I'm not doing this. Sorry, guys. It's pointless.
Piers quits his own show. Oh man, he rage quit his own show. Oh man. Wait, the Fallen Slaves of Saul says it was Piers dressed in drag with black dudes, not his wife. Hold on, is that real? I can't find anything on that. But yeah, his wife's Instagram is kind of interesting. She posts a lot of weird stuff about random other people. hstiktokky's having the time of his life here. Who would have thought, out of Nick Fuentes, Ben Shapiro, Andrew Tate, hstiktoky was the guy that broke Piers to rage quit his own show. Who would have thought it was this random hstiktoky?
Adam, switch in just back. Tell him to come back on and we'll chill it out. Tell him to come back on and we'll chill it out. But it's like, stop pushing this homophobic bullshit. You want to look holier than thou. Like, stop all that.
Piers couldn't handle the Piers Morgan treatment.
Anyone can have a push and a shove. Tell him to come back on, talk to me respectfully. This is what I wanted him to come in real life, because he wouldn't speak like that to me unless, you know, it was through the camera. Like, talk to me face to face.
That would have been hilarious if it was face to face and hstiktoky got physical with Piers. That would have been hilarious.
It's a man bringing up bullshit points.
Real man. You got the wrong person for that. Piers is definitely not that.
That's crazy. I didn't even want to bring up. I even said to him, don't, just leave me alone.
He did warn him. He warned the 60-year-old goof not to keep pushing. Look how, I mean, it's kind of crazy that this 20-something-year-old kid is more respectful than Piers. Piers doesn't warn people before he brings their family into it.
And I push this homophobic bullshit. I have a gay mate. It's impossible for me to be homophobic. I'm also not misogynistic either. I love women. Can I have the chat, please?
Is it like Piers just goes off spouting all these falsities? And yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, man. Piers Morgan finally got his comeuppance.
Let me call this guy and tell him to come back on. He's sulking like a baby. Let's keep it respectful.
Yeah, Piers is way too much of a baby to come back on. This is hilarious, man. I mean, this is so funny. Piers Morgan completely wrecked. There's no coming back from this. How does somebody come back from this? Justin Johnson says, welcome to Clown World. Oh, man, I mean, even before all that, Piers was just spamming his illiteracy. I mean, he doesn't know basic words like bully. He doesn't know what bullying is. He doesn't know the difference between a belief and an event. He doesn't know the difference between belief and a historical sequence of events in one's life. For example, having a mother or not having a mother. That has nothing to do with beliefs. I mean, can you imagine being that stupid? I mean, I don't know. Is he that stupid? Is the humiliation fetishism just off the charts? But, oh man, I hope everybody had a good laugh there. This has been long overdue. I definitely need to start a Piers Morgan series. I don't know. If gun to the head right now, I think I might have to go Piers Morgan for Dunning-Kruger champ. I think I might have to. Because just the level of stupidity is just off the charts. Factor in his age, how long he's been doing this. I mean, if you factor all that in there, because Destiny hasn't been humiliating himself anywhere near the amount of years that Piers has. I mean, if we calculate all the factors, I might have to go Piers Morgan over anybody, even over Craig. Because again, when you factor in their history, their experience, you would think there would be some semblance of intellect or accuracy of some kind. But with Piers, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Yeah, call me crazy. I think I have to have Piers as number one. The dumbest man alive. Anyway, I'm going to round it out for tonight. Plenty more to come. I do have the, hopefully the conclusion of Austin Whitsitt versus Jeranism, another in the running for Dunning-Kruger championships. But I think Jeranism might know the definition of a belief, an event, bullying. I think even Destiny would know those definitions. Anyone claiming Piers is not the dumbest. Name somebody who doesn't know those basic definitions. If you want to help support the MindShock podcast, help logic and reason return to a world where it's quickly going extinct, you can donate to our PayPal. Check the link in the description. Make sure you're subscribed, like, and share Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and Patreon. This is Bruce McGuire signing off. Catch you guys next time.